Thank you all for listening and watching my videos. Please subscribe and like my channel Master Coolits. Hoping that you will not skip my ads. It's a big help for me by not skipping it. Thank you so much.
Guys, we need to talk.
What's up, Jen? You look like you've seen a ghost.
The atmosphere in their makeshift office shifted palpably as Jin closed the door behind him. Maya and Tyler looked up from their laptops, curiosity etched on their faces.
Foodflash is growing faster than we anticipated. We're at a crossroads, and I think it's time we take a big step.
What kind of step are we talking about?
I think we need to register an actual company. We'd make Foodflash a subsidiary of this larger entity. It's the only way we can handle our current growth and prepare for future expansion.
Wow, that's big. Are we ready for that kind of commitment?
We have to be. It's either grow or get left behind.
The trio spent the next hour discussing the implications, weighing the pros and cons. The room buzzed with a mix of excitement and apprehension, the weight of their decision hanging in the air.
I'm in. If we're doing this, let's do it right.
Count me in too. Foodflash, Inc., here we come.
As they high-fived, celebrating their decision, Jin couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and apprehension. The future was unfolding in ways he hadn't expected, and he knew the real challenges were just beginning. The next day, Jin found himself interviewing a group of potential delivery drivers in the university's common room. The space buzzed with nervous energy as the candidates waited for the interview process to begin.
All right, everyone. Welcome to Foodflash. We're looking for reliable, energetic individuals who can help us meet our growing demand. Who wants to go first?
I do. I'm Sarah, and I've got my own car and a perfect driving record.
Great, Sarah. Tell me, how would you handle a situation where a customer's order is running late?
This is surreal, man. We're actually hiring people. We're like real bosses now.
Yeah, it's wild, but it's necessary. We can't keep doing all the deliveries ourselves if we want to grow.
The interviews continued throughout the day, with Jin, Maya, and Tyler taking turns asking questions and evaluating candidates. By the end, they had a solid team of new drivers ready to hit the streets.
Hey, I've been thinking, with these new drivers, we need someone to manage restaurant relations full-time. You've got a great rapport with the owners. How would you feel about taking that on?
Seriously? Man, that would be awesome. I've got some ideas about expanding our network, maybe focusing more on in-university deliveries too.
Perfect, run with it. And Maya, I want you to focus on the tech side. We need to scale our systems to handle this growth.
You got it, boss. I'll make sure our app can handle anything we throw at it.
As the team settled into their new roles, business boomed. Foodflash was quickly becoming the go-to delivery service for students and locals alike. But with growth came new challenges.
Tyler, what's wrong?
Jen, we've got a problem. Remember that big order for the Alpha Beta party? The restaurant never delivered it to our driver.
Jin felt his stomach drop. This was their first major order, and it was for one of the biggest fraternities on campus.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. First, call the customer and explain the situation. Offer them a full refund plus a credit for a future order. Then, I want you to personally go to that restaurant and find out what went wrong.
What about the party?
I'm on it. I'll contact every pizza place in our network and see if we can cobble together enough food to save this party. And Tyler, make it clear to the restaurant that we'll be charging back this order. We can't afford to take the hit on their mistake.
As Jin hung up, he knew he was taking a risk. Charging back the restaurant could damage their relationship, but he remembered a lesson from his future. In the long run, prioritizing the customer always paid off. The next few hours were a whirlwind of activity. Jin managed to secure enough pizzas and sides from various restaurants to satisfy the fraternity. Maya worked overtime to process refunds and credits, while Tyler had a tense conversation with the original restaurant owner.
You're not going to believe this. Remember how we thought the restaurant would be pissed about the chargeback? Well, apparently, word got out about how we handled that party fiasco. We've got a dozen new restaurants asking to join our platform.
What? That's unexpected.
It's true. My inbox is flooded with partnership requests. We're going to need a better onboarding process if we want to keep up.
As Jin looked at the growing list of interested restaurants, he felt a mix of pride and anxiety. Foodflash was growing faster than he had anticipated, even with his knowledge of the future. He realized they were at another pivotal moment.
Guys, I think it's time we implement a more structured growth strategy. We need to start thinking bigger. Not just about Foodflash, but about our parent company. We need to bring in more people, create departments, maybe even look at expanding beyond just food delivery.
Tyler and Maya exchanged glances, a mix of excitement and nervousness on their faces.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
Yeah, I am. It's time to build an empire.
So what's our next move, oh wise leader?
Jin looked at his friends, his partners in this crazy venture, and felt a surge of determination. The air in the room crackled with possibility, the weight of their decision hanging on Jin's next words.
Our next move is to change the world. Who's with me?
As Maya and Tyler enthusiastically voiced their agreement, the atmosphere in the room shifted. The energy was electric, filled with anticipation and the thrill of the unknown. But beneath it all, a question lingered. How far could they push this venture before Jin's secret threatened to unravel everything they'd built?
All right, team, huddle up.
What's the emergency, boss? Did we run out of pizza again?
The Foodflash office, once a cozy dorm room, now buzzed with the energy of a proper startup. Jin stood at the center, his expression a mix of excitement and concern as Maya, Tyler, and a handful of new hires gathered around their makeshift conference table. Really just a few desks pushed together.
Foodflash is growing faster than we ever imagined. It's time we address some crucial improvements and potential roadblocks.
Roadblocks? What kind of roadblocks are we talking about here?
Tyler, you mentioned something about regulations earlier?
Yeah, and it's not exactly sunshine and rainbows. Turns out we've been unknowingly violating several local health and safety regulations.
What kind of violations are we talking about?
Well, for starters, our drivers aren't certified in food safety handling. We're also not meeting the required temperature control standards for food during transit. And don't even get me started on our lack of proper insurance coverage for delivery accidents.
Hush fell over the room, the gravity of the situation weighing heavily on everyone's shoulders. Jin felt a knot forming in his stomach, but his mind was already racing with potential solutions.
Anything else we should know about?
Yeah, the big one. Our in-university delivery service. Turns out we need special permits to operate on campus, which we don't have.
Okay, let's not panic. We can fix this. Maya, I want you to start researching food safety certification programs for our drivers. Tyler, look into temperature-controlled delivery bags. I have some ideas on that front.
As Jin rattled off assignments, addressing each issue with a clarity that surprised even himself, the tension in the room began to ease. His future knowledge was proving invaluable, allowing him to quickly identify solutions that wouldn't become industry standard for years.
What about the campus permit issue?
I'll handle that personally. We might need to temporarily suspend on-campus deliveries until we can secure the proper permissions.
As the meeting wrapped up and the team dispersed to tackle their new assignments, Jin couldn't shake the feeling that they were missing something. His instincts, honed by years of future business experience, were screaming that there was more to this sudden discovery of violations.
Mr. Park, please report to my office immediately regarding Foodflash's operations on Lone Star Academy grounds.
The very next day, Jin found himself walking into the administration building, his heart pounding with anticipation. To his surprise, he was greeted not only by Dean Harriet Walters, but also by Alex Thompson, the student body president who had been a thorn in Foodflash's side from the beginning.
Mr. Park, it has come to our attention that Foodflash has been operating in violation of several university policies and local regulations. Mr. Thompson here has brought some very concerning information to light.
We can't have rogue businesses endangering students' safety, can we?
As Dean Walters listed off the violations, mirroring what Tyler had discovered, Jin's mind raced. The timing was too perfect. How had Alex gotten this information? And why was the dean so quick to side with him?
I'm just looking out for the well-being of my fellow students, right, Grandma?
Jin's eyes widened as he looked between Alex and Dean Walters. The family resemblance was subtle, but unmistakable. Suddenly, Alex's vendetta against Foodflash and the dean's harsh stance made much more sense.
How bad is it?
Pretty bad, but I think I know why. Alex is Dean Walters' grandson.
So we're dealing with nepotism on top of everything else. Jin, what if we bypass them altogether? We could appeal directly to the Board of Trustees.
That's actually brilliant. The board would have to consider the positive impact Foodflash has had on the community and local businesses.
Over the next week, the team threw themselves into preparing a comprehensive presentation for the board. They gathered testimonials from satisfied customers, data on their economic impact on local restaurants, and detailed plans for addressing all regulatory concerns.
This is it, guys. This meeting could make or break Foodflash's future on campus.
You've got this, Jin. Go show them why Foodflash is the best thing to happen to Lone Star Academy in years.
Hey, Jen, remember, if all else fails, offer them a lifetime discount on late-night pizza deliveries. No one can resist that.
With a chuckle and a deep breath, Jin reached for the door handle. The butterflies in his stomach were doing somersaults, but his resolve was unwavering. As he pushed open the door, the faces of Lone Star Academy's most influential figures turned to look at him, their expressions a mix of curiosity and skepticism.
Good afternoon. I'm here to talk to you about the future of food delivery on campus, and why Foodflash is an essential part of that future.
As Jin launched into his presentation, he couldn't help but reflect on the irony of the situation. Here he was, armed with knowledge of a future that hadn't happened yet, fighting to secure a future that was entirely uncharted. Whatever the outcome of this meeting, he knew one thing for certain. The path ahead would be anything but predictable.
Mr. Park, you have the floor. Please present your case for Foodflash to continue operations on Lone Star Academy grounds.
This is it. Everything rides on the next few minutes.
The grand meeting room of Lone Star Academy's board fell into an expectant hush. Jin Park, the young entrepreneur behind Foodflash, stood at the podium, facing a sea of scrutinizing faces. The weight of his company's future pressed heavily on his shoulders as he adjusted his tie and took a steadying breath.
Distinguished members of the board, thank you for this opportunity. Foodflash isn't just a food delivery service. It's a revolution in campus dining, a boost to local businesses, and a valuable learning experience for our student body.
A few board members leaned forward, their interest visibly piqued. He outlined Foodflash's rapid growth, its positive impact on local restaurants, and the convenience it offered to students and faculty alike. But as soon as he finished, the real challenge began.
Mr. Park, while your growth is impressive, I have serious concerns about food safety. How exactly does Foodflash ensure proper food handling and temperature control during deliveries?
Excellent point, Dr. Hawthorne. We're developing a cutting-edge system of insulated delivery bags with built-in temperature sensors. These sensors are linked to our app, allowing customers to track the temperature of their food in real time. Additionally, all our drivers undergo rigorous food safety training.
That's all well and good, but what about traffic congestion? The last thing we need is a fleet of delivery drivers clogging up our campus roads.
We've given this careful consideration, sir. We've also developing an AI-driven routing system that optimizes delivery paths to minimize congestion. Furthermore, we're proposing restricted delivery hours to avoid peak traffic times on campus.
The questions kept coming, each more challenging than the last. Jin felt like a boxer in the ring, dodging and countering each blow with well-prepared responses. The energy in the room shifted palpably with each exchange.
Mr. Park, how do you respond to concerns that Foodflash might negatively impact our existing campus dining services?
Professor Martinez, we see Foodflash as a complement to, not a replacement for, campus dining. Our data shows that we primarily serve students during off hours when dining halls are closed. We're also exploring partnerships with campus dining to offer their menu items through our platform during peak hours.
Mr. Park, how will Foodflash impact student employment on campus? Are we not taking away jobs from our work-study students?
Ms. Thompson, that's a crucial question. In fact, Foodflash is creating new employment opportunities for students. We prioritize hiring students, especially those in work-study programs. Our flexible scheduling allows students to earn money without compromising their studies. Moreover, we're providing valuable real-world business experience that enhances their education.
As Jin finished answering the last question, he noticed a shift in the room. Board members were whispering amongst themselves, some approvingly. But before the chairwoman could call for a vote, an unexpected voice spoke up.
If I may, I'd like to add something.
All eyes turned to Mr. Desmond Chen, a usually quiet board member known for his successful tech investments. Jin felt a flicker of hope as Mr. Chen stood up.
My dear colleagues, what we're seeing here is more than just a food delivery service. It's innovation in action. Mr. Park and his team have identified a need and created a solution that not only serves our students, but also provides them with invaluable entrepreneurial experience. This is exactly the kind of initiative we should be fostering at Lone Star Academy.
We will now vote on whether to allow Foodflash to continue operations on campus.
The next few minutes felt like an eternity to Jin as the board members cast their votes. Sweat beaded on his forehead as he watched the chairwoman tally the results.
Mr. Park, the board has decided to allow Foodflash to continue operations on Lone Star Academy grounds. However, this permission comes with strict oversight and several conditions.
The chairwoman outlined the conditions: regular food safety audits, restricted delivery hours, mandatory safety training for drivers, and priority hiring for work-study students.
Do you accept these conditions, Mr. Park?
Absolutely. We're committed to working closely with the university to ensure Foodflash operates in a way that benefits everyone.
As the meeting adjourned, Jin couldn't help but notice the sour expressions on Dean Walters and Alex Thompson's faces. To his surprise, Mr. Chen approached them, his tone stern.
Dean Walters and Mr. Thompson, the board is less than pleased with your apparent bias against Foodflash. We expect our administrators and student leaders to support innovation, not stifle it due to personal prejudices. Consider this a formal reprimand.
Maya and Tyler walked towards Jin as soon as he stepped out of the hall.
Well?
We did it. Our Foodflash lives on.
As the three friends made their way across campus, Jin filled them in on the details of the board's decision and the conditions they'd have to meet.
Regular food safety audits, restricted delivery hours. Man, they're not making it easy for us.
Maybe not, but it's a small price to pay for legitimacy. Plus, these conditions will only make us stronger in the long run.
And priority hiring for work-study students? That's actually perfect. We've been wanting to expand our team anyway.
Just then, Jin's phone rang. It was an unknown number.
Hello?
Is this Jin Park? My name is Ethan McConnell. I represent Horizon Ventures. We've been following Foodflash's progress with great interest, and we'd like to discuss a potential investment opportunity.
Jin nearly dropped his phone in shock. Horizon Ventures was one of the most prestigious tech investment firms in the country.
Mr. McConnell, that's very flattering. I'd certainly be interested in discussing this further.
Excellent. I'll have my assistant set up a meeting.
Jin, what's wrong? Who was that?
That was Ethan McConnell from Horizon Ventures. They want to discuss investing in Foodflash.
Horizon Ventures? No way.
Jin, do you know what this could mean for us?
As the reality of the situation sank in, Jin's mind raced with possibilities. The board's approval was just the beginning. With Horizon Ventures potentially in the picture, Foodflash was poised for explosive growth. He nodded at Maya and wondered out loud to his two best friends.
Guys, I think we're about to enter a whole new league. Are you ready for this? Guys, I've got a big idea. We need to think beyond Foodflash.
Beyond Foodflash? Jin, are you sure we're ready for something like that?
Yeah, man, we just got the green light from the board. What's going on in that future seeing head of yours?
The makeshift office of Foodflash buzzed with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. Empty pizza boxes and soda cans, remnants of their recent celebration, littered the room. Jin Park, the visionary behind Foodflash, stood before his friends and co-founders, Maya and Tyler, his eyes gleaming with a passion that hinted at something monumental on the horizon.
A parent company. That's what we need. Something that gives us the flexibility to grow beyond just food delivery.
A parent company?
Okay, I'll bite. What exactly does a parent company do for us that Foodflash can't do on its own?
It allows us to diversify our interests beyond just food delivery. Think about it. We could branch into other tech ventures, explore different markets, all while protecting Foodflash as a separate entity.
So if one venture doesn't pan out, it doesn't bring the entire operation?
Exactly. Plus, it makes us more attractive to investors. We're not just going to a food delivery startup. We will become a tech innovation company with unlimited potential.
I gotta admit, that sounds pretty badass. So what do we call this parent company? Please tell me it's not going to be Jin's awesome tech emporium or something.
The tension in the room broke as laughter filled the air. Jin shook his head, still chuckling, as he proposed they brainstormed together. What followed was an hour-long session of name-tossing, idea bouncing, and paper crumpling as the trio worked to find the perfect name for their future empire.
How about Future Focus?
Nah, sounds like a motivational seminar. What about Tech Titans?
A bit too on the nose, don't you think? I've got it. What about Miracle Innovations?
Miracle Innovations. It's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah, I like it. It's optimistic without being cheesy, and it doesn't pigeonhole us into any one industry.
So, we're agreed. Miracle Innovations. It is.
The real work began now that was decided upon. The next few days were a whirlwind of activity as Jin dove headfirst into the process of incorporating Miracle Innovations. Hours were spent on the phone with lawyers and accountants, navigating the complex world of corporate formation.
Okay, guys, I've been doing some research, and I think we should incorporate Miracle Innovations as a C corporation in Austin, Texas.
Our own city, Austin? Why not somewhere else? What about Silicon Valley?
Austin is becoming a major tech hub. It's got a great startup ecosystem, favorable business laws, and we're living in it. Plus, Texas doesn't have a state income tax, which could be beneficial for us down the line.
Smart thinking. What's our next step?
Well, we need to file a certificate of formation with the Texas Secretary of State. Then we'll need to obtain an EIN, that's an employer identification number, from the IRS.
Sounds complicated. Do we need a lawyer for all this?
I've already reached out to a corporate law firm in Austin. They're going to guide us through the process. It's an investment, but it's crucial we do this right from the start.
Over the next few weeks, Jin found himself buried in paperwork, digital forms, and lengthy phone calls. The wait for approval felt interminable, but finally, they received confirmation that Miracle Innovations was officially recognized by the state of Texas.
It's official, guys. Miracle Innovations is now a real, legally recognized corporation.
So, what's next for Miracle Innovations? I mean, besides Foodflash?
Well, that's something I wanted to discuss with you both. Foodflash is going to be our first subsidiary, but I don't think it should be our last.
What did you have in mind?
I've been thinking about the potential for AI in various industries. What if we started a division focused on developing AI solutions for businesses?
That could be huge. We could apply some of the algorithms we've developed for Foodflash's routing system to other logistical challenges.
Exactly. And that's just the beginning. I've also been considering the potential of blockchain technology. It's still in its infancy, but I believe it could revolutionize everything from finance to supply chain management.
As the team continued to discuss potential ventures, the energy in the room was palpable. They were no longer just a food delivery startup. They were on the cusp of building something much bigger.
You know, when we started Foodflash, I never imagined we'd be here, talking about AI and blockchain and parent companies. It's a little overwhelming, but in the best possible way.
Yeah, it's like we're building an empire or something. Miracle Innovations, purveyors of food, AI, and blockchain magic.
Guys, check this out. There's been a major change in cryptocurrency regulations. The government is taking a more favorable stance towards blockchain technology.
This is huge. If we start working on blockchain solutions now, we could be perfectly positioned when this technology really takes off.
Talk about perfect timing. It's like the universe is aligning to support our plans.
Jin smiled, but internally his mind was racing. This regulatory change hadn't happened for another 2 years in his original timeline. The future was already shifting in ways he hadn't anticipated. As excited as he was about the opportunities this presented, he couldn't help but wonder what other changes might be in store.
The future is changing faster than I expected. Am I still on the right path, or am I creating a future I can't predict?
Jin, you okay? You looked lost in thought for a moment there.
Yeah, I'm good, just thinking about all the possibilities ahead of us.
Well, don't keep us in suspense, man. What's our next move? Are we diving into AI, blockchain, both? Bitcoin? Jen, are you serious? Isn't that just internet funny money?
It's so much more than that, Tyler. With these new crypto regulations, we're looking at the future of finance.
I've heard about Bitcoin, but isn't it incredibly volatile? How can we justify investing company funds in something so risky?
Look, I know it sounds risky, and it is. But I've been following Bitcoin for a while now, and I truly believe it's going to revolutionize the financial world. These new regulations are just the beginning.
Okay, let's say you're right. How much are we talking about investing here?
I propose we invest 10% of Miracle Innovation's current funds in Bitcoin.
10%? Jin, that's a significant portion of our capital. If this goes south, it could seriously impact our other projects.
Jin nodded, understanding their concerns. He stood up, the squeak of his chair breaking the tense silence. With determined strides, he approached the whiteboard, marker in hand. As he began to sketch out projections and potential growth curves, Maya and Tyler leaned in, their skepticism slowly giving way to curiosity.
Look at the technology behind Bitcoin. Blockchain. It's not just about currency. It's a revolutionary way of storing and transferring data. As more industries start to recognize its potential, the value of Bitcoin is going to skyrocket.
Okay, I can see the potential, but how do we know when to buy? The price seems to jump around a lot.
Leave that to me.
And what about security? Something so volatile and precious. It's easy to get stolen since at the end of the day, it's data.
Excellent point, Maya. I was hoping you could take charge of researching the most secure ways to acquire and store Bitcoin. We need to look into things like cold storage options and multi-signature wallets.
I'm on it. If we're really doing this, we need to make sure our investment is Fort Knox level secure.
You seem really confident about this, Jen. It's almost like you know something we don't.
Jin felt a momentary panic, realizing he might have shown his hand too much. He quickly composed himself, his heart racing beneath his calm exterior.
I've just been following the crypto space closely. Sometimes you have to trust your gut in business, you know?
Over the next few days, the team immersed themselves in the world of cryptocurrency. The office buzzed with a new energy as they delved into uncharted territory. Maya emerged from her research cocoon, her eyes bright with newfound knowledge.
If we're going to do this, we need to be absolutely meticulous about security. One slip-up could cost us everything.
This is excellent work, Maya. With these measures in place, I feel confident about moving forward with the investment.
I've been doing some reading of my own, and I have to admit, the more I learn about Bitcoin and blockchain, the more potential I see, not just for us, but for Foodflash too. Imagine if we could implement blockchain for supply chain tracking or secure payments.
Jin's phone suddenly buzzed with an alert. The energy in the room shifted instantly, electric with anticipation.
It's time. Bitcoin's price just experienced a significant dip. Are we ready to make our move?
Security protocols are in place. We're good to go.
Finances checked and double-checked. We're clear.
Here goes nothing.
The team held their breath as they watched the confirmation come through. They had just taken a major step into uncharted territory, a move that could define the future of Miracle Innovations.
I can't believe we just did that. We actually own money which is not real.
This is just the beginning, guys. Bitcoin is going to change everything, and we're ahead of the curve.
As the team reveled in their bold move, Jin's mind was already racing with possibilities. He knew that Bitcoin's value would increase dramatically in the coming years, but he also knew the road would be volatile. They would stay vigilant and prepare for the ride ahead.
The next few weeks were a whirlwind of activity. While keeping a close eye on their Bitcoin investment, the team continued to push forward with their other projects. Foodflash was expanding rapidly, and Miracle Innovations was exploring potential AI applications in various industries.
Just a few more projections to review, and
Jin's computer screen suddenly went dark. For a heart-stopping moment, he thought it was a simple glitch. But then, red text began to scroll across the screen, each word sending a chill down his spine.
Security breach detected. Foodflash system compromised.
Jin felt his heart drop into his stomach. This was exactly the kind of crisis he had hoped to avoid. He quickly called out to Maya and Tyler, who rushed over to his desk.
Guys, we have a serious problem.
Oh no, this is bad. This is really, really bad.
How bad are we talking? What kind of data could they have accessed?
Jin's mind raced through the possibilities, each scenario worse than the last. Customer data, financial information, proprietary algorithms, all of it could be at risk.
I don't know yet, but we need to act fast. Maya, start running diagnostics on our security systems. Tyler, we need to prepare a statement for our customers.
How bad is it, Maya?
It's bad, Jin. Really bad. They've accessed our customer database and, oh no.
What? What is it?
They've also gotten into our proprietary algorithms. The routing system, the AI-driven prediction models, everything.
Jin, Maya, and Tyler huddled around a computer screen, the harsh glow illuminating their worried faces. The security breach they'd discovered was rapidly unfolding into their worst nightmare.
Okay, we need to act fast. Maya, focus on patching these vulnerabilities and strengthening our system. Tyler, start drafting a statement for our users and partner restaurants.
As the team sprang into action, Jin couldn't shake a sense of déjà vu. He had faced similar crises in his past life, but never this early in the game. The future was changing, presenting new challenges he hadn't anticipated.
Dear valued Foodflash user, we regret to inform you that our system has experienced a security breach.
In the background, Tyler too was on call.
Yes, I understand your concern. We're doing everything in our power to resolve this issue.
Lastly, Maya was handling the breach.
I think I found the entry point. It's sophisticated. Whoever did this knew exactly what they were doing.
Keep at it, Maya. We need to make sure this can't happen again.
The night wore on, and it was almost dawn by the time everything was resolved.
Great work, everyone, but we're not out of the woods yet. We need to find out who did this and why.
I've been thinking about that. Who would have the skills and the motive to attack us like this?
Wait a minute. I think I know. Who has felt most threatened by our success? Who tried so hard to sabotage us?
Alex Thompson. He's been against us from the start.
That's right. And didn't he mention something about being a computer science major?
Over the next few days, as they managed the fallout from the breach, the team discreetly investigated Alex's activities. Their suspicions grew stronger with each passing hour.
Guys, I've traced the attack. It definitely came from a computer in the student government office. And look at this. The timestamp matches a time when Alex was logged into the system.
We've got him. Let's confront him.
The team made their way to the student government office, their hearts pounding with a mix of nervousness and determination. They found Alex alone, hunched over a computer.
Hello, Alex. We need to talk about the attack on Foodflash's systems.
So, you figured it out. Took you long enough.
Why, Alex? What could you possibly gain from this?
You think you're so clever, don't you? Coming in here with your fancy app, disrupting everything. Did you ever stop to think about the consequences? The campus businesses you're putting at risk? The traditional way of life you're destroying?
That's what this is about? You're afraid of change?
It's not just about change, it's about fairness. It's about playing by the rules. You think you can just waltz in here and rewrite everything. Well, I've got news for you. I'm not the only one who sees through your act.
Do you have any idea how many people you've put at risk? The data you've compromised?
Oh, I know exactly what I did. And I'd do it again. In fact, I'm not done yet.
What do you mean?
You think the data breach was bad? Just wait. I've got information that could bring your whole operation crashing down. One word from me, and Foodflash is finished.
What are you talking about, Alex? What information?
Let's just say I know about your little arrangement with certain health inspectors. How you've been getting preferential treatment, turning a blind eye to some of your restaurant partners' less than stellar hygiene practices. Oh, and let's not forget about the unauthorized use of university resources to develop your app. I wonder what the board would think about that.
Jin's face paled. He had no idea how Alex had gotten this information, but he knew the damage it could do if it got out. Foodflash was already reeling from the data breach. This could be the final nail in the coffin.
You're bluffing.
Am I? How about we test that theory? Unless, of course, you're willing to make a deal.
The air in the room crackled with tension as Jin, Maya, and Tyler exchanged worried glances. They had come to confront Alex, but now found themselves on the defensive. Jin stared at Alex for a long moment before asking,
"What kind of deal?" What kind of deal?
Simple. You shut down Foodflash, and this information never sees the light of day.
The student government office felt smaller than ever as Jin, Maya, and Tyler faced off against Alex. The weight of the moment hung heavy in the air.
No deal, Alex. We're not shutting down Foodflash. In fact, we're going to the authorities with everything we've uncovered about your hacking activities.
You're bluffing. You wouldn't risk the exposure.
We're not bluffing. I've been recording this entire conversation. Your threats, your admission of the hack, all of it. You can't do this. Do you have any idea who my grandmother is?
We know exactly who she is, Alex. And we also know that she values the reputation of this university. How do you think she'd react to learning her grandson was behind a cyber attack on a student-run business?
Alex's facade crumbled entirely. He slumped into his chair, the fight gone out of him.
What are you going to do?
We're going to the administration and the board, right now, and you're coming with us.
The walk to the campus police station was tense and silent. As they entered the building, Jin turned to Alex one last time.
It's not too late to do the right thing, Alex. Tell them everything. It'll be better for you in the long run.
In the days that followed, the Foodflash team found themselves in a whirlwind of activity. Their small office became a hub of constant motion as they worked to address the fallout from the hack.
This back door is more complex than I thought. Alex must have had help.
Can you close it?
I can, but it'll take time. We need to bring in some extra help.
Do it. Whatever it costs, we need to make sure our system is airtight.
As Maya dove deeper into securing their systems, Jin and Tyler focused on damage control. They spent hours drafting emails to their users and partner restaurants, explaining the situation and outlining their response.
Dear Foodflash users, we recently discovered a security breach in our systems.
Should we really be this detailed? Won't it scare people off?
It might in the short term, but honesty is our best policy here. We need to rebuild trust.
You're right. Okay, let's keep going.
The next few weeks were a blur of long days and even longer nights. The team worked tirelessly, fueled by a mix of determination and vending machine coffee.
I think I've finally closed all the vulnerabilities. But we need to completely overhaul our security protocols.
Agreed. Can you put together a proposal? We'll need to present it to our investors.
On it. Give me a day or two.
As they worked to fortify their defenses, the legal proceedings against Alex moved forward. The campus police had handed the case over to the local authorities, and the team found themselves making frequent trips to the police station and the district attorney's office.
Mr. Park, we'll need you to go over your statement one more time.
Of course. Whatever you need.
Days turned into weeks and weeks into months. Slowly but surely, Foodflash began to recover. Their transparent approach, while initially met with skepticism, started to pay off.
Guys, check this out. Our user numbers are starting to climb again.
And look at the reviews. People are praising our honesty and our new security measures.
It's working. We're getting through this.
As the 6-month mark approached, the team's hard work was about to culminate in a major announcement. They gathered in their office, which now felt too small for their growing ambitions.
Okay, team. Tomorrow's the big day. Are we ready?
The presentation is prepared. I've triple-checked all the numbers.
I've confirmed with all our key partners and investors. They'll be there.
All right, let's do this.
The next evening, a modest crowd gathered in a rented event space. It wasn't the grand ballroom of a luxury hotel, but it was a significant step up from their usual meeting spots. Jin stood at a small podium, Maya and Tyler flanking him.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. 6 months ago, Foodflash faced its greatest challenge. Today, I'm proud to say we've not only overcome that challenge, but we've emerged stronger. And now, I'm excited to announce the next chapter in our journey. As of today, Foodflash is officially a subsidiary of Miracle Innovations.
The room buzzed with excitement as Jin outlined their plans for the future. As the presentation concluded and the attendees began to mingle, Maya and Tyler joined Jin at the side of the room.
Can you believe we pulled this off?
From a hack to a major deal in 6 months. It's unreal.
We did it, guys, together. But this is just the beginning.
What do you mean?
We've proven we can handle a crisis and come out stronger. Now it's time to show what we can really do. Are you ready to take Foodflash to the next level?
You know it. What's the plan?
Expansion. I'm talking about multiple cities, new services, and work. But it's going to be intense. Are you both in?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Tyler, you wouldn't believe the email I just got. Remember Brad from our economics class?
The guy who always fell asleep during lectures? What about him?
Apparently, he's got a revolutionary app idea and wants us to invest. It's the third pitch this week.
Tell me about it. It's like everyone we've ever met suddenly has the next big thing. Did I tell you about the call I got yesterday from Matthew Kins?
Matthew Kins. Doesn't ring a bell.
He was in our entrepreneurship seminar. Quiet guy, always scribbling in his notebook. Anyway, he's got this startup called Stayscape. It provides accommodations based on personality and personal taste with the help of AI. Sounds pretty cool, actually.
Just then, Jin stepped in the room.
Hey guys, what's cool?
Oh, just telling Maya about this pitch I got from Matthew Kins. Remember him from the entrepreneurship seminar? He's got this home sharing platform called Stayscape.
Jin froze for a moment, his mind racing. Stayscape. The name hit him like a bolt of lightning. In his previous life, Stayscape had become a titan in the travel industry, revolutionizing how people experience new places.
Stayscape? That sounds interesting. What else did Matthew say about it?
Not much. He wants to set up a meeting to pitch it properly. I was thinking of politely declining, given how busy we are with Foodflash.
No, let's take the meeting. In fact, can you set it up as soon as possible?
Really? What's got you so interested, Jin?
Just a hunch. I think there might be some potential synergies with Foodflash. Let's hear him out, at least.
All right, I'll give him a call and set it up.
2 days later, Matthew Kins sat across from the Foodflash team in their conference room. He was noticeably nervous, his fingers fidgeting with the edge of his laptop.
Thanks for meeting with me. I know you must be incredibly busy.
We're always interested in innovative ideas, Matthew. Tell us about Stayscape.
Right, so picture this. Millions of travelers craving authentic experiences, and just as many people with spare rooms gathering dust. We're not just solving a problem, we're igniting a revolution. Stayscape is the bridge between wanderlust and welcome mats, transforming every home into a potential hotel and every traveler into a temporary local. And most importantly, we're not competing with hotels. We're redefining hospitality itself. Stayscape is a home-sharing platform, but we're going to take it to the next level. We'll be AI to match guests with their ideal accommodations, not just based on location and price, but on personality, interests, and travel style.
That's an interesting approach. How does it work?
Look, it's simple. We're unlocking millions in untapped value sitting in people's homes. Our platform lets anyone become a hotelier overnight. Hosts list their spaces, travelers book them, we handle the money. We take a cut from both sides, and it's all about trust. Our review system and secure payments make strangers comfortable staying in each other's homes. We're not just cheaper than hotels, we're offering unique experiences in every corner of the globe. We're asset-light, scalable, and riding the sharing economy wave. The more people use it, the better it gets. This isn't just a business, it's a movement.
As Matthew spoke, the three could see the potential unfolding before him. Jin glanced at Maya and Tyler, noting their growing interest, and then turning to Matthew, he began to put for his input.
Matthew, this all sounds incredibly promising. Have you considered how a platform like this could integrate with other services? Say, food delivery?
I hadn't thought about that specifically, but it makes perfect sense. Guests could have meals from top local restaurants delivered right to their rental.
And our AI could recommend restaurants based on the guests' preferences and dietary restrictions.
Plus, we could offer exclusive deals to Stayscape users. It's like having a personal concierge service.
The energy in the room was palpable as ideas began to flow. Jin sat back, watching as Maya and Tyler brainstormed with Matthew, their excitement growing with each new possibility. And once everyone calmed down, he moved on to the main topic.
Matthew, this is all very impressive. But I have to ask, what's holding Stayscape back right now? Why haven't we heard more about it?
Funding mainly. We've built a solid prototype, but to truly compete with the big players, we need significant capital. Developing the platform, the marketing, it all requires substantial investment.
I see. And if you had that funding, how quickly do you think you could scale?
With the right resources, we could be operational in major cities within 6 months, and may go global within a year.
Jin exchanged glances with Maya and Tyler. They had discussed diversifying Miracle Innovations' portfolio, and this could be the perfect opportunity.
Matthew, thank you for your time. We'd like to discuss this internally, if you don't mind giving us the room for a few minutes.
Of course, I completely understand. Take all the time you need.
Matthew gathered his laptop and papers, nodding politely to the team as he made his way to the door. Once he had left, closing the door softly behind him, the atmosphere in the room shifted. The Foodflash team leaned in, their expressions a mix of excitement and contemplation.
Guys, this could be huge. The potential synergies with Foodflash are obvious.
Agreed. And it gets us into the travel sector, which is a natural extension of what we're already doing.
I'm glad you both see the potential. I think this could be a game changer for Miracle Innovations, but we need to consider the risks too.
But there are a few things we need to keep in mind. It would require a significant investment. Are we sure we want to stretch our resources that thin? And we'd be entering a market with some big established players. The regulatory challenges alone could be a nightmare.
All valid points. But consider this. We have the opportunity to be first movers in creating a truly integrated travel and dining ecosystem. The data we could gather from combining Foodflash and Stayscape would be invaluable.
How would we fund it, though? We're still in growth mode with Foodflash.
I've been thinking about that. We could use a combination of my personal gains from the Bitcoin investment and a portion of Miracle Innovations funds.
Your personal funds? Jen, are you sure?
I am. I believe in this opportunity that much.
The room fell silent as Maya and Tyler considered Jin's words. The potential was clear, but so were the risks.
If we do this, we need to be all in. No half measures.
Agreed. And we'll need to move fast. If Stayscape is as good as it seems, we won't be the only ones interested.
So, are we doing this?
Let's do it.
A few minutes later, Matthew was back at the table, waiting to hear what Jin and his company's decision was going to be.
Matthew, we'd like to continue this conversation. How about we set up a meeting with our legal team to discuss next steps?
Really? That's incredible. Yes, absolutely.
Actually, Matthew, we're thinking of something more substantial than just a partnership. We want to acquire Stayscape and bring you on board as part of our team at Miracle Innovations.
Acquire? No, I can't. Stayscape is my vision, my creation. I'm not looking to sell.
I understand your hesitation, Matthew. But before you reject the idea outright, I think you should hear us out. We're not looking to take over your vision, but to help you realize it on a scale you might not have imagined.
Matthew's expression was a mix of surprise, confusion, and a hint of curiosity.
He glanced between Jin, Maya, and Tyler, clearly wrestling with the unexpected proposal.
Why don't we lay out what we have in mind? Then you can make an informed decision.
Okay, I'll listen, but I'm not making any promises.
All right, Matthew. Let's start with how we envision the future of Stayscape within Miracle Innovations.
Matthew sat on the edge of his seat, a mixture of apprehension and curiosity evident on his face. Maya and Tyler exchanged glances, clearly intrigued by the unexpected turn of events. The conference room, with its sleek modern design and floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city, seemed to hold its breath.
First and foremost, we value your vision and expertise. That's why we're not just offering to buy Stayscape. We want you to play a crucial role in our organization.
What kind of role are we talking about?
We'd like to offer you the position of Chief Innovation Officer at Miracle Innovations.
The room fell silent as Matthew processed this information. Maya and Tyler's eyes widened, clearly not having expected this part of the proposal. Matthew's fingers drummed nervously on the armrest of his chair.
As CIO, you'd be at the forefront of our technological advancements. You'd have the resources and the platform to push the boundaries of what's possible in travel tech, not just with Stayscape, but across all our ventures.
That sounds impressive, but what about Stayscape? I've poured my heart and soul into this company.
I understand your concern. That's why, in addition to the CIO role, you would retain control over Stayscape's department within Miracle Innovations. You'd continue to guide its development and growth.
Matthew leaned back in his chair, his brow furrowed in thought. The initial shock of the proposal was wearing off, replaced by careful consideration. He glanced at the Stayscape logo on his laptop, then back at Jin.
You know, I've been following Foodflash's success. It's been impressive, to say the least. But I have to wonder, how much autonomy would I really have?
What did you have in mind?
Veto power. On business direction decisions for Stayscape, I need to know I can protect my vision.
Jin paused for a moment, considering the request. He could feel Maya and Tyler's eyes on him, waiting to see how he'd respond.
I think we can work with that. But there would need to be conditions. Any decisions can't go against Miracle Innovations' ethics or overall business strategy. And you'd be responsible for any negative outcomes resulting from your vetoes.
That seems fair.
Good. Now, let's talk about ownership.
The atmosphere in the room shifted, becoming more charged as they approached the core of the negotiation. Maya straightened in her chair, while Tyler leaned forward, both keenly aware of the gravity of the moment.
We're prepared to offer $100,000 in seed funding for a 51% stake in Stayscape.
Matthew's eyes widened, his jaw dropping slightly at the figure. It was clear this offer far exceeded anything he had anticipated. He gripped the arms of his chair, steadying himself.
That's more than... How did you know?
Know what, Matthew?
I've had other offers, but none of them came close to this. It's like you knew exactly what to offer to beat them.
Let's just say we've done our homework. We know the value of what you've built, and we're prepared to invest in its potential. Internal.
Matthew fell silent, his mind clearly racing as he processed the offer. Jin waited patiently, giving him time to think. The city skyline outside the window seemed to stretch endlessly, mirroring the possibilities before them.
This is a lot to consider. I'd be giving up majority control of my company. But the resources you're offering and the potential for growth...
Take your time, Matthew. This is a big decision.
The room fell into silence once again. Maya and Tyler watched the exchange with rapt attention, impressed by Jin's handling of the negotiation.
Can I ask you something, Jin?
Of course.
Why Stayscape? Why me? You could probably build something similar with your resources.
Because we believe in your vision, Matthew. We see the potential in what you've created. Building something similar would take time. And in this industry, time is everything. We'd rather partner with a visionary who's already ahead of the curve.
Matthew nodded slowly, a mix of pride and uncertainty crossing his face. He stood up and walked to the window, gazing out at the city below.
And my team? What happens to them?
They'd come on board too, of course. We're not just acquiring technology, we're investing in talent.
Okay, I think I'm ready to make a decision.
The tension in the room peaked as everyone leaned in, waiting for Matthew's response. The moment seemed to stretch on forever.
I'm in. Let's do this.
Welcome to Miracle Innovations, Matthew. I think we're going to do great things together.
As handshakes were exchanged and congratulations offered, the atmosphere in the room shifted from tension to excitement. Maya and Tyler approached, eager to welcome their new colleague.
Welcome aboard, Matthew. I'm looking forward to seeing what Stayscape can do with Miracle Innovations backing.
Yeah, man. This is going to be awesome. Wait till you see what we can do with combined resources.
Thanks. I'm excited to see where this goes.
All right, team. This is a big moment for all of us. Let's take the rest of the day to celebrate, and tomorrow I will be heading to Silicon Valley to visit Horizon Ventures.
Jin Park stood on the sidewalk, taking in the vibrant atmosphere of Palo Alto. The streets buzzed with energy, tech workers hurrying past with purpose, their conversations a mix of coding jargon and startup pitches.
Silicon Valley, it's both familiar and strange. Last time I was here, or will be here, it was so different. The buildings, the people, even the air feels charged with a different kind of anticipation.
As Jin made his way towards the imposing Horizon Ventures building, he mentally prepared himself for the meeting ahead. His hand brushed against the tablet in his bag, containing the carefully prepared presentation on Foodflash's growth and future projections.
Good morning. Welcome to Horizon Ventures. How may I assist you?
Good morning. Jin Park, here to see Ethan McConnell.
Yes, Mr. Park. Please take the elevator to the 30th floor. Mr. McConnell's assistant will meet you there.
As the elevator ascended, Jin took in his surroundings. The sleek, modern design of the elevator car spoke of wealth and success. Outside the elevator, a young woman in professional attire greeted him warmly.
Mr. Park, I'm Sarah, Mr. McConnell's assistant. Please follow me.
Jin followed Sarah through a series of hallways, each more impressive than the last. The walls were adorned with modern art and screens displaying real-time data from various tech markets. As they approached a large set of double doors, Jin took a deep breath, steeling himself for what lay ahead. Inside the opulent office was Ethan McConnell, the sharp and ambitious CEO of Horizon Ventures, a venture capital firm known for backing cutting-edge startups in tech and green energy. Charismatic yet grounded, Ethan's keen eye for innovation and risk-taking approach had earned him success, though a deeper drive pushed him toward more than just wealth and power. Only someone like him could see through the value of startups like Foodflash.
Jin Park, I am Ethan. Welcome to Horizon Ventures. It's a pleasure to finally meet you in person.
The pleasure is mine, Mr. McConnell. Thank you for having me.
Please, call me Ethan. We're all friends in the tech world, aren't we?
As they shook hands, Jin couldn't help but notice the firm grip and the calculated warmth in Ethan's eyes. This was a man used to getting what he wanted.
Shall we move to the conference room? I'm eager to hear more about Foodflash's incredible journey. I must say, Jin, what you've achieved with Foodflash is nothing short of remarkable. Your growth rates are impressive, to say the least.
Thank you, Ethan. We've been fortunate to have a great team and a product that resonates with our users.
Indeed. Your innovative approach to the food delivery market has caught the attention of many in the industry, including us, of course.
We're always open to discussions about potential partnerships that could benefit both parties.
Partnerships are good, Jin. But have you considered the benefits of a full acquisition?
The air in the room seemed to thicken. Jin had anticipated this move, but hearing it so bluntly still sent a jolt through him.
We appreciate the interest, Ethan. However, our vision for Foodflash involves keeping it under the Miracle Innovations umbrella. We believe we're well positioned to continue our growth trajectory.
I understand your attachment to the company, Jin, but think of the resources Horizon Ventures could bring to the table. We could take Foodflash global in a matter of months.
We're not looking to sell, Ethan, but we are open to discussing investment options that would allow us to retain control.
Jin, let's be frank. The food delivery market is becoming increasingly competitive. Surely there will be competition out there once they see the success of your company, and they will most likely have a strong financial backing too. How long do you think you can compete without significant backing?
We've held our own so far, Ethan. Our technology gives us an edge, and our user base is fiercely loyal. Ethan shook his head hearing Jin's responses and replied dismissively.
Technology can be replicated. User loyalty can be bought. What you need is the kind of capital and connections that only a company like Horizon Ventures can provide.
Jin could feel the shift in the room. The cordial facade was crumbling, revealing Ethan's true intentions.
I appreciate your perspective, Ethan, but Foodflash isn't just another startup looking for an exit. We have a vision for the future of not just food delivery, but the entire service industry. And we believe we're best positioned to execute that vision as an independent entity.
That's a bold stance, Jin. But let me be clear. The tech world can be unforgiving to those who don't know when to partner up. Are you sure you want to go it alone?
We're not alone, Mr. McConnell. We have our team, our users, and our investors. And we're always open to partnerships that align with our vision. But acquisition? That's not on the table.
Ethan knew the matter of talking was over with Jin addressing him more formally. Narrowing his eyes, he leaned forward, staring straight at Jin. His dun carried no emotions.
I hope you know what you're doing, Jin. It would be a shame to see Foodflash struggle against the big players when we could have taken it to new heights together.
Jin was unfazed. Ethan had clearly taken him as a Greenhorn College student who had no idea that he was sitting on gold, but Jin knew better. He understood his position well and had much bigger plans. Giving up Foodflash now would put him behind by years. Hence, he decided to end the discussion here.
We appreciate your interest, Ethan, and who knows? Perhaps we'll find a way to work together in the future that benefits us both.
As Jin left the room, he could feel Ethan's eyes on him, calculating, reassessing. The meeting hadn't gone as the Horizon Ventures CEO had planned, and he knew this was likely just the beginning of a new challenge. Once alone in the elevator, he let out a long breath.
Well, that could have gone better, but it could have gone worse too. And now I need to prepare for what comes next. Unterstump.
Walking out, he pulled out his phone and dialed Maya's contact.
Maya, it's Jin. The meeting with Horizon Ventures just ended. We need to talk. Can you gather the team for a video call in an hour?
Sure, Jin. Is everything okay?
It will be. But we've got some planning to do. I think we just made a powerful new... Well, let's not call them enemies yet. But they're definitely not friends.
I will add Tyler and Matthew to the list and schedule the meeting.